Alright guys, welcome back to What If Raditz raised Gohan. Where last left off, Piccolo and Goku were killed, and the Dragon Balls were turned to stone, as Gohan was taken away from his family, and forced to go through brutal training so he can conquer a planet with the rest of the Saiyans. Now, let's continue. It was the 7th day, and it was time for the Saiyans to take over a planet, to wipe out all the inhabitants and sell it. However, Raditz was getting worried. He knew that Gohan had great potential. Even though he grew very strong training Gohan, Gohan was growing too. And Vegeta and Nappa started to grow. They began to train, not wanting to be surpassed. Vegeta was no idiot. Even though he believed he was above them forever, he still knew their growing power was a threat to him if he did not stay on top. So, Raditz, to make sure he survived, he went over to Gohan's space pod. When no one was looking. You see, when Saiyans go and wipe out a planet, they all land together, so they can work together as a group. Even though Vegeta and Nappa didn't really work with Raditz, they all fought together, and it made their odds easier. However, Raditz decided to set Gohan's coordinates to the other side of the planet when they land. That way, he'll be far away from them. Sure, Gohan is very strong, but he doesn't have any battle instincts. He just needs to get beaten up before he gets mad. There's no way he can continue that through a battle. He'll eventually pass out and they'll kill him. Raditz was sure of it. So after setting the coordinates, he began to leave. Hours would pass and finally the time would come. As they all began to walk towards the space pods, Gohan would shake. He knew he was going to have to take not only one life, but multiple. Could he even do it? Gohan killed the Cybermen, but they were like pure evil or mindless beasts made for destruction. These were actual people with lives, people that were innocent. As they all got into the space pod, Gohan hesitated to get in, but Vegeta would look and say, "Get in before I kill you." And Gohan would shake as he walked into the space pod, knowing he was going to have to take so many innocent lives. He would all land on a planet, as Gohan was sent far away from everyone else. As Gohan landed in a populated city, he got out, and everyone pointed blasters at him. Gohan looked horrified. He realized that they were going to try to kill him. He put up his hands and said, "I don't want to hurt anyone." "Yeah, right, Saiyan." As then they all fired. Gohan then began to dodge. As blaster fire after blaster fire came, soldier after soldier came, and they all began to punch Gohan. Gohan felt the pain, and the pain turned to anger, as the anger slowly started to build up until it consumed him. It overwhelmed him like a beast, a monster. He would lose consciousness. When he regained it, he would look around and see the entire city destroyed, bodies all around him. And he would hear laughter. As he looked, it was Nappa. Nappa would look down upon Gohan and say, "You did a good job, kid, not gonna lie. Honestly thought a runt like you wouldn't make it out here, but you did." He would say, "Why didn't I land with the rest? I don't know, probably just an error. Anyway, there's still a couple holdouts left. Come, follow me." Gohan would then follow Nappa to a giant city with walls everywhere and tons of men. It was dug in pretty well. Even though they can fly and do stuff like that, it seemed like they had turrets and things. And Vegeta then looked at Gohan and said, "You know what? This is a good time for you to learn how to control your ape form." "My ape form? Yeah, if you go out of control, we can put you in check. And it will be good practice. Maybe once you learn how to use it, you'll be able to stop Raditz with it." Vegeta laughed. Raditz would say, "Shut up!" Vegeta would look at him and smirk. As then he threw up an artificial moon. They all turned into great apes and charged the last city. The city was laid to ruin, but Gohan became a beast and began to attack everyone. Nappa, Raditz, Vegeta, everyone in sight Gohan attacked. Vegeta would then punch him to the floor and begin to yell at him, telling him to control himself. Gohan would slowly get more and more control, as eventually the city was destroyed and all the life forms on the planet were wiped out. As hours passed, they finally turned back to normal. Gohan would look around saying, "My head hurts. What happened?" Vegeta said, "What happened was you did good. You did punch me, but luckily you were too weak and pathetic to hurt me." Vegeta then laughed. "Now, let's eat." Gohan would then look around for berries or anything, but then Vegeta would pick up one of the corpses of the men they killed and shoot a ki blast on him, frying him, and then eat off his face. This would shock Gohan, as Nappa and Raditz did the same thing. Vegeta said, "What? Don't be a brat, just eat." Nappa would say, "It's better than you think, besides they're already dead." Gohan would then sigh as he began to eat. Nappa would look down on Gohan and say, "Hey, I'm proud of you, kid. You did well. You're a true Saiyan warrior. You have a lot of potential." Gohan would then smile at Nappa. Nappa's still the only one who's nice to him. He's not nice in a fatherly way, or maybe not even a friend way, but at least he's the only one who treats him with respect. As they all ate, eventually they decided to go back. As they took care of the planet, Vegeta and the others would fly back to base and tell Frieza about it. They also told Frieza about Gohan. Frieza would demand that he meets Gohan, so they had to oblige, as Vegeta and the rest of the Saiyans would go to meet Frieza. Gohan was still thinking about the men he killed, and what worse, the men he ate. He had to kill them, watch the fear in their eyes, then devour their flesh. Gohan would never forget that. He could feel his innocence. He could feel his good side slowly fading away. Gohan was still a good person, but a lot of his goodness was taken away. Every time he killed someone, every time he got angry, a little bit of that slowly went away. Gohan would think, how long would it take before he became just like them? Before he became a monster, just like every other Saiyan? Well, he couldn't ponder on it long, as soon they met Frieza. Frieza would look down at Gohan, as all the other Saiyans bowed. Gohan would look around confused, as Frieza would say, "It seems you don't know the bow yet. It's okay. I'll teach you your place." As suddenly he hit him with the tail, sending him flying onto the floor. As Gohan got up and began to bleed, he slowly bowed. "There we go. See, I forgive you. Sometimes runts don't know their manners, but do that again and, well, it'll be the last time you'll ever do it. Understand me?" Gohan would nod. "Usually I would kill someone for not bowing, but since you're just a kid, and I hear you have such great potential, I'll let that slide just this once. Now, I hear you guys have gotten stronger. I am very proud of you. Honestly, I am. And I'll be sending you on much harder missions now, especially since you got a little bit of help," Frieza would say as he looked down at Gohan. Vegeta would then get scared as he knew what was happening. Gohan had a lot of potential and was very powerful, and the Saiyans have been starting to grow rapidly. Frieza sending in hard missions is Frieza trying to get them killed. He knew if these hard missions wouldn't get them killed and they got too strong, Frieza would just kill them themselves. So Vegeta had needed a plan to escape from Frieza, and not only to escape, but kill him once and for all. As the Saiyans all listened to Frieza, Frieza would say, "That'll be all. Prepare, rest up for a few days. After that, I'll be sending you on your little way." As they all left, Vegeta would point at the scouters, telling them to take it off. As they all took it off, he would begin to talk. "Frieza wants us dead." Nappa would say, "How do you know? Harder missions? Think about it. We got Gohan, and we are all becoming powerful. Even Raditz, the lowest of the low, has reached new heights." Raditz would get offended, but he would have to agree. "Frieza is gonna get us all killed unless we fake our deaths. I say we go on a few of these hard missions and have our strengths grow and take advantage of Frieza's technology. Then, after that, we fake our deaths and plan to kill Frieza." Nappa and Raditz were shocked. Kill Frieza? He was the Emperor of the Universe. How is that possible? But Gohan would nod and said, "Yeah, I believe we can do it." Nappa would say, "Yeah, you got guts, kid. Not gonna lie, but Frieza destroyed you when you didn't bow. You really think..." Vegeta would be happy and say, "Why do you want to do this?" Raditz says, "That's right. Why do you want to do this, runt? Why do you want to help us after I took you away from your family?" Gohan would say, "Because you were forced to become what you are, just like I am, just like I'm forced to become this. So I'll help you get your revenge. I'll help you kill Frieza. And then I'll get my revenge on Raditz," as he looked over at his uncle, the man who killed my father. Raditz then became irritated as he said, "Ugh!" Gohan was still a good person, at least at this point, but he wanted to kill Raditz. He wanted to kill the man that took his life away from him. Nappa would laugh and say, "Alright, how about this? If we can pull this off, then you can kill him." Gohan would nod and say, "Pleasure, but you know he's gonna fight back." "Oh, trust me, I'm counting on it," Gohan said.
as Raditz looked annoyed, but then they agreed. Vegeta would then say, okay, kid, prepare to train like you've never trained before. Prepare to fight like you never fought before. Prepare for missions 10 times harder than what we went on before. Prepare for pain 10 times harder than what we've gone on before. Prepare to feel the hardest pain you ever felt in your life. Prepare to feel the hardest battles you ever felt in your life. Prepare for all this. And even then, there's a chance we won't even win. This is our conquest. This is our might. And this is our Saiyan pride. Never forget that. Gohan would nod and say, yes, you are a weapon, Gohan. You are the weapon we'll use to defeat Frieza, Vegeta said as he nodded. And they all agreed as they went off to train. And that's going to end this part. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think of the comments below. And by the way, the next video, now that will be interesting. These were just character moments. Gohan slowly losing his sanity and slowly losing his good inside of him, but still being a good person. But the next episode will determine everything. The next episode will determine, does he stay a good person or does he turn evil? Find out in the next episode. Peace out. Love you all.